Alright, guys, welcome to Take Your Base. I'm your host, Lava Ariana, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. Alright, guys, so been pretty busy the past couple days, but here it is. Alright, Aaron Judge signs with the New York Yankees in what was a huge fiasco going from Tuesday to Wednesday. People thinking that it was a done deal, that he was going to go to the Giants. Mitch Haniger, who was with Seattle, signs with the Giants, puts out a post on Instagram saying, Judge, come over here, and stuff like that. Comes to San Fran. And just when we thought that Judge was in the sign with the San Francisco Giants, has a late phone call with the owner of the Yankees, Hal Steinbrenner. Hal asked him if he wants to be a Yankee. He said yes. So Lever wanted it to be. Hal asked, how are we going to get this done? What is it you're looking for? They came to an agreement, 9 years. He wanted to be, commended for the work that he put this past season and what he's done. And they came to an agreement of $360 million for 9 years. That was good enough for Judge. Judge signs on the dotted line. Goes to San Diego. Originally, he went out there to speak with the Padres because the Padres were heavily interested into him. They actually offered him the bigger contract out of any other franchise that spoke with Judge, and they were offering 10 years, $400 million. The same value on the AAV, right? $40 million per year, but they were willing to go that extra year to, for Judge, 10 years. That would push Judge up to 41 years old. So that's pretty good commitment. Padres whiffed on that. They whiffed on Trey Turner. All right, but they were able to land Xander Bogaerts. They landed Xander Bogaerts, taking him away from the Red Sox. I know Red Sox fans are fuming over ownership and general manager. Then they're coming for John Henry's head. They are pissed. They had Mookie Betts. A couple years ago. They got rid of him because they didn't want to pay him. They have Xander Bogaerts. They got rid they didn't bother trying to re-sign him. Obviously you had your Jackie Bradley Juniors and stuff like that. Now there's questions whether or not are the Red Sox gonna be able to re-sign Rafael Devers. That's another big question over there. But sticking with Aaron Judge, the Yankees did the right thing. They were able to re-sign the guy. Clearly, when the Yankees are, after somebody that they want, they don't lose sight of them. And they were able to nab their guy for 9 years, $360 million. Me personally, think, bravo for Aaron Judge for gambling on himself this past season. He got himself a 70%, raise. They were offering him, I think what was it, 7 years, $213.5 million coming into spring training. And he said no, gambled on himself, had a historical year, breaks the AL record in home runs, bats .311. I think he had like 120 RBIs or plus that. The man ended up winning the AL MVP, and rightfully so. The man deserved it. One of the best seasons that a baseball player has put on, and especially with his height, contact hitter. It's rare for anybody to hit 300, let alone above 310. The man had a phenomenal year. 60 plus home runs, phenomenal stuff. Gambled on himself, and it worked out for him. It really worked out for him. Now, Yankees, I know they may not like this, but they really didn't do anything to improve their team. Yes, they got the guy that they wanted. He carried them on, into the postseason, but it still doesn't address any other stuff that they need to address. Okay, they didn't really make any big improvements onto the team. They were only able to, regroup the players that they had, which is Aaron Judge. I know they got rid of, I think, was it Chad Green and stuff like that, but the Yankees, in order for them to want to get to where they want to be at, which is competing for championships, they're gonna have to, retool. They're gonna have to try to, put themselves, into better signings. All right, and I think that right now they're in the same position that they were last year, which is not good enough to beat the Houston Astros. And the Houston Astros are their kryptonite, and Houston, has already improved. They improved their first baseman position. They ended up signing Jose Abreu. I mean, that man is phenomenal. He what he did in Chicago was great, and in a better ballpark that will be more suited for him. Astros are probably going to win more games than they ended up winning the year before. And even though they lost Justin Verlander, I still think that the Astros are the creme de la creme when it comes to winning championships in this era. Okay, regardless of if they cheated or not in 2017. Now, going on to San Diego's signing, 11 years, $280 million for Xander Bogaerts. This was a very interesting signing. Personally, I don't think they needed Xander Bogaerts. I mean, they have, an array of talent at shortstop. I know they have. I can't remember this guy's name. He was in a wild card round. Was doing phenomenal. Contact hitter for the Padres. Asian. He was phenomenal. Great defense. Way better defensively than Fernando Tatis. You had Jake Cronenworth as shortstop as well too. Fernando Tatis Jr. All right, and now you're adding Xander Bogaerts. They have 4 good quality shortstops in the San Diego Padres, major league roster. Now I know they have mentioned even prior the Tatis suspension, because I think he's going to be suspended for at least 50 games going into next season. That there are talks of Fernando Tatis, elite, playing in the outfield, corner outfield. I think that, to me personally, I think that would be better suited for Fernando Tatis, just because these, Bogaerts, Cronenworth, they're way better defensively than Fernando Tatis Jr. I think Tatis, I feel like shortstop is a very demanding position, and Tatis can focus more on his offense and less on the defensive standpoint, because it's very rigorous, positions to play, so much of a range you have to cover and stuff like that. And I think Tatis will do better as a corner outfielder. Now, this bolsters their offense. You have Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth. All right, you're gonna have Tatis. They are pretty, solid. Josh Bell's no longer there. I think he's on with Cleveland. Who else is on that San Diego squad? But they're going to be very competitive. Obviously you have Josh Hader as your closer. They're pretty solid. I gotta say they're pretty solid. San Diego. Will they be good enough to compete for a title? I don't know. I mean, I know San Diego is nowhere near finished as for trying to sign all their free agents. I know they're going to be making more signings. I think their owner doesn't really care how much money it takes. He desperately just wants to win the championship. He's put it out there in the past that he doesn't care about the profits. He just wants to win a title for San Diego. San Diego is one of those teams that hasn't won a title in their franchise history. I think they've been to 1, if not 2, World Series in their franchise's history, and I know that they're gonna want to make it some noise this upcoming season. But Aaron Judge does re-sign with the New York Yankees. The Yankees become the first team to have 3 different $300 million contracts on their MLB roster. That is Garrett Cole, Giancarlo Stanton, and now the new $300 million man. That is Aaron Judge. Predictions: I think that the Yankees are gonna try to go after a starter. Who would that be? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be Carlos Rodon. I think Carlos Rodon is gonna ask for too much money for Brian Cashman to wanting to sign him. I think they're gonna go on the cheaper route, like a Ross Stripling or something like that. I know Yankee fans might not be, too enthused by that, but I think there's more signings yet to come for the Yankees as well as for the Padres. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in to Take Your Base. I'm your host, Lava Ariana, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys, and have one. See you.